You know the old saying, abs are made in the kitchen. So are pecs. So, I wish this is one of these things that I wish I had known when I was a young lifter. For years, I've been going to the gym since I was a teenager, and even when I was a teenager, I was working hard, and all through my 20s, I was working hard. If I had to choose between getting my workout in at the gym or getting my homework done for my college classes, the homework will get done sometime. I'm not going to miss the gym. I did stop going to the gym for like a month because homework was piling up and I had to get it done. And I finally just said, whatever. The gym is my priority. I'm depressed. Depressed is not a good place to be, especially in college. And the gym helped me not to be that way. But all those years of working out, they didn't really do much. I didn't see a whole lot of improvements. Didn't really see any muscle gain or strength gains. I didn't really know what I was doing. That's the problem. I didn't understand proper exercise programming. I just looked up random workouts and I do them. I didn't understand nutrition for sure, which is going to be the subject of this video. It wasn't until about my mid-20s or maybe my upper 20s. And part of this is just because I was, developing into a man. You just kind of, as a man, you just kind of naturally get bigger as you get older. You basically keep growing into your, all the way through your 20s. And then at about 30, that's when the gears reverse and you start not growing anymore. You just get fat. Unless you're working out. I'm not getting fat. I'm in the best shape that I've ever been in my life. I'm 32. But I did notice that I started getting bigger in my later 20s. And that's partly because I figured something out. Something so important. Something that I wish I had known, or I wish somebody had told me this. I wish I had some kind of a mentor or a coach or someone to sit me down and say, you must do this. If you're not doing this, you're never going to see any significant results. You must eat. You must eat a lot. How much are you eating? Okay, there's the problem right there. You don't know. You need to know the number. You need to track your food. You need to track your calories. How much protein are you taking in? I had chicken for lunch. Okay, there's the other problem. You need to know how much protein you're taking in. You must track these things. Protein, calories. You have to track these. If you're not tracking them, you're not going to get great results. I'm sorry. I hate that. I hate that for you. I hate that it is that way. I wish you could just say to someone, don't worry about it. Just go to the gym, lift some weights, lift some heavy things. You get a little more centered. Just a little bit. I don't want to be completely centered. I like to be a little off-centered. It's a little more artistic that way. That's a little better. If I'm clear off to the side, then it just looks stupid. Looks like a monkey set up the camera. A dumb monkey, even by monkey standards. I wish somebody had told me the importance of tracking your calories and tracking your protein, because when I started doing that in my later 20s, my results exploded. Suddenly, it was like a light bulb went on. It was everything changed. Suddenly my lifts are actually going up. I'm actually getting stronger. For the first time in my life, I'm getting noticeably stronger year by year. It was exciting. That's when working out actually became kind of fun. That's when people started to look at me and go, wow, man, you're looking good, bro. And I say, thank you. Always men. It was always men. I thought it'd be women. I hoped it'd be women. No, women don't appreciate a well-built physique. Don't let the romance novels fool you. I know they all have big, oiled up, cowboys on the covers, embracing some hot little blonde, and this is supposedly what women read. Women don't care. Anyway, okay, sorry. Eat. You must eat. When I started eating lots of food and getting my protein in, when I started tracking it and I knew exactly how much I was getting and I started doing it consistently, that's when I saw results. And but it is discouraging because I'm sure you've heard people say, "Oh no, you don't have to do that. Just stick with these kinds of foods. Just do these kinds of things, and you won't have to track." That's good enough for a start. There's levels to this. If you're just, if what I just said is very discouraging to you, if you hear that and you go, "Okay, well, I'm not going to do that. I don't have the time or the energy to track my food." Ugh. Okay. Let's not start there then. Don't worry about that. That's if you want to see, real dramatic results in a short amount of time. You're trying to get really strong in a short amount of time, then, that's what you got to do. But you could just start with eliminating some of the fast food from your diet, eating more home-cooked meals, minimally processed, things like that. That's a different discussion for another time, but an important one. Maybe I'll do that in my next video. My basic food principles that are really basic and really simple, but they help when you do it. For now, here's what I'm getting at. If you want to get big, if you want to grow strong, if you want to build muscles, they say abs are grown in the kitchen. Well, everything else is grown in the kitchen as well. You need to eat more food than you're used to eating. Even if you're a little chubby. I had a friend once. He was a guy who I served with in the Army National Guard, the Utah National Guard. He was one of the other medics. I was a medic. And he was one of our other medics, and he wasn't a very strong guy. Really good guy. I liked him a lot, but he was kind of shrimpy. Actually, he was skinny fat. He looked pretty unimpressive with a shirt on. Then he'd take his shirt off and he had kind of a belly. I've got a little of a belly now too, but that's because I'm on the tail end of a cut. Or no, I'm on the tail end of a bulk. And boy, I'm ready to go into a cut. I'm tired of being fat. Anyways, he was skinny fat. He didn't have any muscle definition in his shoulders or arms or anything like that. And he had a little bit of a belly. He was skinny fat. And yeah, he kept saying that, "Oh man, yeah, I really want to get in shape. I just need to lose like 20 pounds. He kept saying that. I just need to lose like 20 pounds, 15 pounds, 15, 20 pounds. If I could just get down to this weight, then that would be so awesome." And he said it enough times that finally I said to him, "Listen, bro, you don't need to lose weight. Far from it. Actually, you need the opposite. You need to gain weight. You need to gain, like a lot. You don't need to lose 20 pounds. You need to gain 20 pounds. But it needs to be the right kind of pounds." We're not talking just eat all the food you can and get fatter. I don't want that belly to get bigger. No. This is where the protein tracking comes in. You need to get enough protein in, combined with weight training, that you're going to build muscle. Do you hear the tap, 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 tap? I apologize for that. That's the rain. Maybe I can edit that out later. I don't know. If I can, then I feel stupid for even mentioning it. If you can't hear it anyways. I can hear it and it's distracting me. So he doesn't need to lose weight. He needs to gain weight. And there are a lot of people who are in that zone. A lot of people who are so obsessed with just losing weight. You're not going to look better. You got to understand, you're not going to look better. You're just going to be a smaller version of what you are now. So if you are a small, shapeless man and you lose weight, you're going to be an even smaller and even less shapely man. Your shoulder, you're going to have even less shoulder and even less back muscles. You'll have nothing. You'll have nothing. Good day, sir. I don't want that for you. And you shouldn't want that for you either. Ladies, same thing. Do you want the big butts like you see on Instagram? That's like the thing now. All women want like huge butts to the point where it like looks ridiculous. But yeah, you want it. You want the big butts. Butts are made in the kitchen, just like abs. You need to be taking in enough food, more food than you're used to. You need to gain weight. That's what we can all boil this down to, that one principle. In order to get stronger and actually build muscle, you must gain weight. When I learned in my late 20s, when I learned how to properly bulk and then cut and then bulk again and then cut again, it changed everything. And suddenly I've got muscle. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I didn't look terrible before. I just looked like a normal guy who, occasionally went to the gym and ate all right. Now, when I tell people that I'm a trainer, they all go, that makes sense. You look like a trainer. You look like a guy who spends a lot of time in the gym. Actually, I don't spend a lot of time in the gym because I do the Menser. I'm doing the Menser method. So one heavy set and that's another rabbit hole. Sorry, I'm easily distracted. Squirrel. Let's see. What were we talking about? I mean, I know we're talking about nutrition and bulking and cutting, but where did I lead off before I, Oh yeah, okay. When I figured out bulking and cutting, that's when I saw real results. The idea is that you lift weights, you break down the muscles, and then you eat lots of food. Enough food that you have nutrients to spare, and those nutrients to spare go to building muscle. Now, if you're not eating enough food and there's no nutrients to spare, you don't build any muscle. It just kind of, it gets repaired, obviously. Everything, your body's constantly breaking things down and repairing, and it's always doing that. They call it catabolic or anabolic, doing catabolic, anabolic things. That's your metabolism. But in order to actually build muscle and get stronger, and ladies, I want to say this right up front, you're not going to get bulky. You're going to get toned. It's really hard to get like big, especially for women. But if you want to get toned, the same principles apply to you. You got to eat more than you're used to. You have to gain weight. And boy, is that a mental hurdle to get over. There are so many people, they are so afraid of gaining any kind of weight because we're so obsessed with losing weight. I want to give you this challenge. Dare to gain weight. Don't do it for long. Just do it for like a week. For just a week. Eat enough food that you put on like a pound or two. Just a little bit. Do it on purpose. And then the next week, take it off. Eat a little bit less and take off the weight. And then the next week, do it again, and then do a little bit more, just as a way of helping you get used to the idea of gaining weight and learning that it's not a big deal when the scale goes up. If you got that much of a problem with the scale, you should probably just throw the damn thing out. Honestly. So many people that I work with, I want to take the scale and I just want to smash it. I want to smash it in front of them. And just so they know how useless it is. Or how, not even useless, it's less than useless, it's detrimental. These people who won't gain weight, they're never going to see any real progress. They will at first. Everybody makes a little progress at first, especially if you're brand new to it. But that progress is short-lived. You hit a wall, and now we have to start talking about the nutrition aspect, and that's really hard for people. And I get it. I understand. And that's why I'm here to help. Oh, my bulk and cuts. I'll give you a little bit of personal information. When I'm at my just a normal body weight, I'm around 190. I kind of sit at 190, 180 to 190. That's where I look pretty good, and I'm pretty comfortable. I'm a little hungry, but I'm pretty comfortable. I haven't starved myself down to competition ready, stage ready. Nah, no way. That looks horrible. You're literally starving yourself at that point. Everybody up on stage, posing and doing the thing. Every one of those people are ravenous because they're literally starving. I've never gotten down to that level, but I can sit comfortably at 190 and I look pretty good. When I'm bulking, like right now, I told you I'm on the tail end of a bulk. I get up to, right now I am 222. I'm about 222, 223 maybe. So I gained about 30 pounds in the last several months. None of my pants fit me anymore, and honestly, that's the worst part. I still look pretty good because it wasn't a terrible bulk. You can bulk dirty, you can bulk clean. We'll talk about that more later. That's just to say, once I got it into my head that, okay, if I really want to build muscle and look somewhat impressive, I need to eat more and purposely gain weight. And you do too. We can talk more how to do that in other videos. I think I've already done videos on this, but I'll keep doing them. Please learn to build muscle. Learn to eat. Learn how much protein you're eating. Notice how I keep saying learn. It's a learning process. It's fun. It's an adventure. It's an experiment. Learn to be experimental. Learn to be adventurous. You're an American. Americans are all about exploration and trying new things. So make your country proud, make yourself proud, and gain weight. All right, that's all I've got. Go forth, my fitnocrats.